Hey everybody, it's your boy Nerdicane, about to do Thor #1, and that's a skateboarding dog.
So this is Thor 1. Jason Aaron sort of like jokingly said that this is his 6th Thor #1, which there's a little bit of truth in everything we joke about. There's a little bit of pain in everything we joke about, and that's where it is. God, this book took forever for me to read. There's the old book. Have you ever read the book Make Comics the Marvel Way? One of the things that's in there is that no panel should have more than 3 dialogue balloons. And this comic, it doesn't break the sin very often, but man, it gets so close. There's just so much blah, 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 blah. Even with this, even what should be... this could have been explained in narrative. You could have just had Juggernaut fly out and just hammer Thor, and instead you decided to do blah 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 blah. This is the most verbose this is way more verbose than Juggernaut should be. Where is it? There's another thing that just kind of annoyed me about this. I'm not sure I like this art style. This is sort of a very soft art style. There's some interesting shading things, but where is it? Oh, what is this? What is up with this? These cutesy little cupcake stars. Where did that come from? So, once again, you know the thing I said about Jason Aaron before is he writes right on the cusp. When I went through his previous Thor series, he writes just on the cusp of really good writing, but it just can't get over that hump. Now, a good editor should be able to take a writer like Jason Aaron and push them over the edge, and get them to start making really good writing, really good comic books. But this is 2018, and this is Marvel Comics, and nobody really cares. So that's what we get. We get this way too verbose Juggernaut, cutesy little stars. DNC says it a lot, nothing matters, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So in the story, this is like Thor, and he's like, oh god, he goes into this horrible thing of like, oh, it's my first week back as Thor, and I'm the worst Thor ever. But he goes through this thing where he's getting these weapons, and he's trying out these weapons, and you don't test your weaponry out, you don't test your arsenal out in a live fire exercise. You don't go and start a war with somebody to test out your tank. That's not what you do. You should have figured this out before you came here. But he's got he's basically going through all these weapons, and he's basically smashing them against Juggernaut until he finds one that's proper. I mean, this was kind of cool that they just sent all of these weapons down, and these guys thought it was like there to help them, so they grabbed it and it killed them all. Pretty convenient way to get rid of all that. But finally he finds one that works and basically just knocks Juggernaut out. Yeah, this is a really soft style. I'm not sure I like this very much, but so that's it. He brings back this eye, the Eye of MacGuffin. So if you remember the story, Asgard's been destroyed and all of Odin's arsenal has been scattered to the cosmos, and this is part of the story, is Thor's collecting these, which is just a very convenient way to get him to fight Juggernaut. So we get back, and man, I would have to read this again to remember all the points in it, because look at this: 4, 5, 3. This is a small panel. 3, small panel. 5, even smaller panel. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. That is way too much. Now, at some point in storytelling, you have to stop and you have to do some exposition. Otherwise, you just don't get all of the details across. But I read this twice, and I don't remember really the details of what was said in here. So, get to here. Apparently, there's this LOL so random. They're taking the Asgardians and they're moving them into a dorm in the Bronx of all places. You couldn't put them out in Iowa where there'd be plenty of space, and they wouldn't wind up with, because I mean these are creatures from another planet, another culture. They would have a major culture clash, even with New York, even with as diverse as the culture of New York. This would be very difficult for them. So, yeah, blah 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 blah. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Oh God, there's so much stuff about. Basically, I forget where it was because there's just so much in this. Jason Aaron like petitioning to get in his writing to say that she was the superior Thor, that she should be Thor again. Something Volstagg. Oh man, and then nothing matters. I don't know. I'm having even doing this, I'm having trouble staying involved in this. Yeah, this is, you know what, now that I'm doing this review, I realize just how boring and non-consequential that all of that story was. It's just details and a fight that didn't matter. You really could have taken Juggernaut and you could have put any other character in there and it would have just been exactly the same. Loki shows up because of course you got Thor, there's going to be Loki. The dog is interesting. I've kind of liked the dog, but once again, brother, I'm here to help you, and then he tricks him. But cool thing is, Thor reaches through this portal and drags Loki into here, and then the end of issue 1, we get the actual. This is where the story's going to start moving. Oh God, is this the Mariko Tamaki? Oh, this is going to be so bad. Mariko Tamaki cannot write comic books. It's terrible. Then you cut to this. This is a story way in the future, and I don't really like it when they do this stuff. I don't know what they're going to do with this or where they're going with it. It just seems blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter because it's the future, and I'm sure Marvel will make Jane Foster Thor again, and then it's blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that might be the title of this video is Thor #1, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. If you can hear the lack of enthusiasm in my voice about this, then you are reading it correctly. You're reading my voice correctly. I was sort of looking forward to this. I've heard some good things. I've heard mixed things about this. God, maybe I'm just getting bored with Marvel Comics because it's just so much. Nothing matters. There's so much stupid, cutesy things going on with their writers, like the little happy, fun stars coming off of Juggernaut. Here's a fight with Namor, which should have been something big. This is like Thor versus Namor. This would have been a big thing, except I guess now Sana Amanat, this is her Marvel. 2 big male characters are fighting, so it just gets one. Does it get a page? Doesn't even get a whole page. Gets what's that? 80% of a page, and that's the end of it. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know. I got to come up with something today and get a little more upbeat. Something. I'll probably do a video on things that are good in the comics industry right now. This isn't it. Oh, actually, let me find it. If you've stayed this long, then you deserve a free comic. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, if you've stayed this long with the very unenthusiastic review, then you get a free comic, okay? Thanks for watching. I'm Nerdicane. Yeah, I'll have something out better today, and well, not better. I'll have something out today that I'm more enthusiastic about. But thanks for watching. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and you can hit me here or you can hit me on Twitter. Have a good day.